Notifications are kind of a necessary evil. You need them, but you really don't want to have to manage them. Luckily, iOS 12 makes it a bit easier to handle. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's changed with notifications. Welcome everyone, it is Andrew here for Apple Insider, and we've got iOS 12 installed on our iPhone 10. One of the biggest changes, and one that you're going to notice right away with notifications, is finally we have grouped notifications. No longer are you going to see just tons of notifications from the same app coming in. All of those will be put together to make it a lot easier to manage when you're looking at your notifications, especially if you have something that's constantly pinging you, like a glucose alert or a motion sensor camera, something like that that's just going to send a lot of notifications in. You don't really want to have your entire feed filled up with that. For what it's worth, this is also coming over to the Apple Watch, which makes dealing with notifications on the smaller screen so much more pleasurable. There's also a show and hide button on the top and the bottom there, so if you expand out that notification set, there will be a condense button on the top and a condense button at the bottom, making it a little bit easier to collapse it, especially when you have near 100 of those built up. Swiping to the left, you have a few options, and this is what we call instant tuning. You can actually manage these notifications right here from Notification Center. You can deliver quietly, which is where they're delivered in the background and they don't alert you actually on your phone, but they still show up in Notification Center. You can turn them off, or you can jump right into settings and manage them more granularly. Before we get too far out of the notifications, there is a new option to help with notifications when you wake up in the morning. It's called bedtime, and it has to do with do not disturb. So if we have do not disturb scheduled to come on at night, there's this new option for bedtime. With bedtime turned on, all calls, everything else, they're going to be delivered silently right to Notification Center, and when you wake up in the morning, you're going to have a clean lock screen, and you won't have so much stress dealing with all the notifications right when you wake up. Some things, however, really need to bypass do not disturb, and that's where critical alerts come into play. These are pretty much exactly what they sound like. Anything that needs to deliver a critical alert, whether it's like an Amber Alert, or for anyone who's using a CGM to monitor their glucose, like a type 1 diabetic like myself, any of those alerts are going to still pop up even though Do Not Disturb is on. They still have to apply for a special entitlement to do this, so not everything is able to, but any ones that are able to, it'll be really beneficial to get those even when Do Not Disturb is on. Slowing down a little bit to mention a couple really small tweaks that we saw, the notification text for clear all notifications is definitely smaller than it was in the past, and it also has this nice new animation that kind of swings out as you 3D touch on that button. So you can see it's a really nice looking animation, very smooth, and it actually works on the iPad as well. We've installed iOS 12 here, we're inside a Notification Center, and you see we have that little X in the corner. Tapping it turns it into clear, and you can clear a specific area of notifications, or when I long press it, hold it for kind of a second, that same animation comes out. We'll zoom in a little bit, clear all notifications once more, just a longer press. There's no real 3D touch on the iPad, but a longer press similar to doing so in Control Center. Siri suggestions are seen throughout iOS 12, and one of the new ways that they'll alert you is giving you the option to mute notifications that you never interact with, like my PetNet feeder. I never really interact with that, so it gives me the option to keep seeing those or to manage them and maybe turn them off. Another really neat use of Siri notifications is opting to turn on Do Not Disturb mode, so you don't get tons of notifications when you're in something that needs to be maybe a little bit more quiet. Whether that's a reservation that Siri has found on your calendar, or if you've added a movie ticket to the Wallet app. Siri automatically finds those and then will propose turning on Do Not Disturb. If it's on a calendar appointment, it'll automatically turn off Do Not Disturb when the calendar appointment's over, and if you've got a movie ticket in there, it'll automatically turn off Do Not Disturb mode when you leave the theater. Really neat stuff. To better help you understand your notifications and to get them under control, there's a new section inside of Screen Time. Screen Time is a new option inside of iOS 12 that's supposed to really focus on digital health. And one of those areas that you need to focus on is how many notifications you're receiving. Notifications can really kind of cause a lot of stress. Your phone is constantly pinging at you, you're always looking at it. Now you'll have a better idea of how many notifications are coming in and which apps are sending them to you. And then you can maybe make some tweaks, make some optimizations so you don't get notified quite as much and you only get notified about the things that you honestly care about. It's pretty useful, and the more that you use it, the more information will show up here. iOS 12 is expected to ship this fall for iPhone and iPad and brings a ton of new features. Not only did notifications see a really big overhaul with a bunch of optimizations that are really aimed at your digital health, but there's optimizations throughout the system. It's going to be a lot faster, speedier, and overall more enjoyable. Let us know what your favorite features are down below in the comments. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time.